Souqalmal, the UAE's biggest personal finance comparison website, has unveiled the results of its annual bank satisfaction survey. I'm Bernd Debusmann, and to learn more, I'm here with Ambareen Musa, the founder and CEO of Souqalmal. Ambareen, so tell us a bit about the survey. And what it revealed. Generally, did you find that UAE residents would recommend their bank to their friends and family?
So this survey is done on a yearly basis. Between March or June, January we get out the results. So it's done on the basis of a framework called the Net Promoter Score. So we go out there and ask between 4,000 and 7,000 residents. And this year's was 7,000 residents. That's been questioned and asked from a scale of 0 to 10. Would you recommend your friends and family to your bank? And who do you bank with? So every year what's been great is we've seen an increase and an improvement in the customer satisfaction. The index that comes out every year is called the Bank Satisfaction Index. And it was 17% the first year, 25% the year after. And this year, what came out of it was 32% of respondents said yes, they would recommend the banks to their friends and family. Having said that, I think 32% is still extremely low in the grand scheme of things. And if you look at the amount of innovation and customer service and investment that's been going into the digital transformation of different banks, I am actually quite surprised it's still that low. So as much as the good news has been, there's been an increase in the numbers, there's still a long way to go.
And of the UAE's banks, did any perform particularly well in terms of being trusted by the public?
Well, out of the survey that we've done, we asked for who do you bank with at the moment, and congratulations to Emirates and BD, who came out as the most recommended bank in the country. It's very, very closely followed by Abu Dhabi Commercial Bank, and number 3 was Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank.
It's interesting. And you also looked into the trends of different banking products from the survey. What trends do you see there? What are people particularly interested in? What are they searching for?
So interesting enough, there was 2 main, if you want, results that came out that was not shocking, but extremely interesting and that goes together with what's going on in the economy. So on the most popular credit cards, the ones that came out most popular were the everyday spending credit cards. These were generally the ones that were tie-ups with supermarkets or petrol gas station, but you see how with inclusion of VAT, with rising cost of living in the country, people are becoming a lot more aware of the spending on an everyday basis. So those cards, what we've seen, has become very popular because it allows you to save, whether it's in the form of rewards, whether it's in the form of cashback, whether it's in the form of air miles, whatever it might be, but reward and cashback on your everyday spend seems to have been very, very popular.
And is that a new development, or is that something that has been kind of building over time?
I think it's been building over time, but we've seen an accelerated growth in terms of people thinking and taking a step back and say, how much am I really saving? If you look at school fees, school fees in the last 3 years have grown by at least 20% for one person. Imagine you've got 1, 2, 3 kids. So the overall cost of living, especially if you've got a family, has grown.
Interesting. So I guess it's kind of a window into what's on people's minds these days.
Absolutely. And you know what? Our second business is the car insurance aggregator. So part of Souqalmal, we do comparison of banking products, but the other part is we actually allow customers to compare up to 15 different quotes on the car insurance and eventually purchase it online. Within around 60 minutes, you get your policy. And what we have seen on that is this year, there's another survey that came out around 2 weeks ago from Souqalmal, that this year, a lot of the add-ons have been cut. So last year, for example, agency repair, around, I think, 80% of our customers were asking for it. This year, it's dropped significantly to around 20%. So you can see all the add-ons on the insurance premium as well, which costs more, has also been cut down. So both on the banking and the insurance business, we've seen that trend across the board.
Interesting. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the survey or how the data can affect you and your business? And from Souqalmal's perspective, what can the revelations do?
So I think for us, the way we look at this data is very much on a financial education perspective. Souqalmal is known to be a very trusted partner when it comes to learning and educating yourself about debt, about how to get out of debt, about what's the right loan for you, about how to even pick and choose the right credit card and mortgage. And what we take out of that is, well, what do we need to focus on more? Bringing back to the community. So what do we need? The topics and the articles and the videos that we need to provide more to customers to allow them to get even a bigger picture of what their options are and how they manage around their personal finances.
Interesting. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak to us.
You're
I
welcome.
really appreciate it. If you're curious to learn more about the survey and the results, go to arabianbusiness.com. Make sure to subscribe to Inside AB and tune in every morning at 10 a.m. Thank you.